And we're back again. If you caught our last video, we gave our first predictions. Um, Here again, Jake and Brayden. So we're gonna hop right into it. So this one's just gonna be our teams, and that's kind of how we're gonna go about these videos moving forward. We're kind of gonna break them up, so it's not just one long big video. So if you're looking for, you want to see our reactions to our games, you can just find that video. And if you just want to see the overall reactions to all the other games, you can check out that one as well. So we'll start. Jake's game is Sunday night football. So we'll get into me and Braden's game Sunday afternoon. We'll just get right into it. I guess I'll start us off. Obviously, I'm going to be taking the Rams in this one in LA. I know Pittsburgh's coming off a bye. We'll see. I mean, obviously, we're going to have to wait and see what that offense is going to look like. If they made a little, some adjustments, took the bye week and got some rest. I know Diontae Johnson's looking to be coming back, so they'll kind of have that full repertoire of talent back on offense. But I still like the Rams in this one. Unfortunately, we're without Kyron Williams and our other backup running back, so we're kind of reaching right now from other teams. We're picking up free agents, practice squad from other teams, signing some running backs last minute. Despite that, I still think we got this one. I think Cooper Kupp's going to have another back-to-back, 3 games in a row where he just 10 receptions, 100-plus yards, hopefully a touchdown. I still like Puka Nacua. Looks pretty good. Definitely could have had a touchdown last game, dropped the ball in the end zone. So his stat line would have looked a little better if he had that touchdown. So I still think he's pretty relevant as the receiver too, but definitely look to see Cooper Kupp go off. I don't love the Steelers secondary right now. It looks like Joey Porter is going to be getting a lot more reps. Rookie receiver or rookie cornerback. Definitely going to like that matchup if he's on Cooper Kupp. And Patrick Peterson, I mean, he's elite, but he's getting old. So I definitely think this is going to be a field day for Kupp. And I like our defense right now. I think our defense is definitely one of the biggest surprises this year. Like, honestly, if you're not a Rams fan like me, you could honestly only name Aaron Donald on that defense, if we're being honest. Like, most of our starters right now are either a rookie or a sophomore. Very, very young guys, all super young, fresh in the league. Not a lot of games, not a lot of playing time, not a lot of reps as starters, but they've been playing hard. They've been playing great. Our edge rookies, Byron Young, looks outstanding. Been playing super well, definitely complimenting Aaron Donald. And I think Aaron Donald's going to have himself a good day too. And I like our secondary. I like Witherspoon. I don't know if you guys know, one of our cornerbacks got arrested last week or earlier this week for I think he had a possession, a weapons possession charge or something. I don't know if he's going to be playing this week. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be up to whether the team and the NFL want to suspend him or something. I'm not sure. I got to look more into it, but definitely rough. Kind of. That goes to show how young these guys are. They're making dumb, stupid, young, decisions that a young person, just making dumb decisions. Young and dumb, pretty much. But got to root for my team. Home game. I like this matchup. Just sucks. It's got to be Brayden on the other side. So the only thing I'm worried about is T.J. Watt. Hopefully, if we can. I mean, we saw that if you just game plan for him, that defense, you can shut that defense down if you just kind of basically put the spotlight on T.J. Watt. Because I'm not sure, is Hayward healthy? Is he?
No, not bad. Still
No.
on IR.
Okay.
I think it's week 8, maybe past week 8. He's
So
coming
yeah,
back, I think.
I'm definitely liking. I'm liking our chances if we can just figure out a way to contain TJ. I think we'll be able to as long as Stafford can get the ball out of his hands and they can figure out a way to just contain him. Because I really think the only time you guys look good defensively is when TJ is like dominating. So if we can just keep him out of the game, maybe give up 1 sack at most, I can live with that. I'm liking our chances. But I'll let you go, Brayden. Let's see your side, obviously. It's probably going to be an exact 180.
Exact. Just gonna first start off with the problem I had. You just don't stop TJ Watt game planning. Just I mean, how you can tell me the defenses don't or offenses don't go into the weekend planning TJ? I feel like every team has to. Just the way he's done it these last few years, defensive MVP. He's always kind of been in that conversation. Yeah, he had a bad week against the Texans. I'm gonna kind of blame that because they set us up. It was like JJ Watt's like celebration, so a little emotional brother thing. But TJ Watt's just been playing great. I still think, in my opinion, he's the leader for defensive MVP. I have questions about your guys' line, and even if TJ doesn't get off, Alex Highsmith is having a season too. Ended last season with 10 sacks, and if you're game planning to stop TJ, it's a one-on-one with Highsmith, so I really like that matchup for him. Yeah, but coming off our bye week, I kind of expect our offense to do better, especially getting Pat Freiermuth and Diontae back. I think Diontae is going to be huge because he's kind of just our quick get-open guy. It definitely helps Kenny Pickett, especially when our line's not playing the best. Helps us keep the ball moving, keep us in plan for going to the sticks and not going to 3rd and 10s and 3rd and longs. And Pat Freiermuth just always a consistent target, almost always open, kind of just like Pickens. I don't, how Bryson's talking about his defense, I just don't see how you guys stop that. Our biggest problem has been kind of protecting the quarterback and the run blocking, but I feel like our interior is playing better right now of the line, which bodes really well for this matchup because, like Bryson said, Aaron Donald's kind of their main guy, so I think we just put a few more bodies on him. I'm not saying we'll stop him, but we can contain him a little bit better. And for Kenny, I've kind of had some ups and downs this season, a lot more downs, but I kind of like what he did last game. Definitely a lot of talk around that audible for the end of the game for Pickens. I just think that just shows that Canada's starting to have more faith in Kenny. Still a young quarterback, but I think he's starting to give him the keys to the offensive playbook and start to make his own adjustments, especially coming off this bye week. I felt like Kenny played really well last year coming out of the bye week, and that's when he kind of turned it around. So I'm expecting a better showing from our offense, and just defensive wise, you can throw bodies at TJ, but you're just not stopping him. And yeah, I think I'm hoping Joey Porter starts. I know there's talks. I don't know if Tom is just trying to hide that game plan wise, kind of the mental game between us and the Rams. But yeah, I think we're going to focus on Cooper. I think you'll still have a pretty good day. The one that worries me a little bit is Nakua. I think if anyone's going to beat us, we're going to try and let Nakua beat us. But our secondary has been playing not the best, been making plays here and there. I expect our secondary to at least get a pick or two off Stafford. That gunslinger likes to risk it, and I think our corner pass rush complement each other really well to get that pick. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm hoping Joey Porter starts. Been looking great kind of every time we put him out there, especially how we ended that last game with the Ravens, kind of sealed that out. And I'm also hoping for Broderick Jones to start because that offensive line needs help on that outsides, and he's also been looking good. So by week, I think we're going to get it all put together. And yeah, just don't think the Rams have enough.
All right, well, we'll let our odd man out here give his take.
All right. Yeah, you have the breakdowns from the Rams and Steelers fans right there. But for me, yeah, I'm going with the Rams. Obviously, TJ will get his no matter what. I know that he will get his. Unfortunately, I trust the Rams offense to get the ball out, take advantage of you guys' secondary. I trust Stafford, whether it's hitting up Cooper Kupp or Puka Nakua. I can see them. Definitely see them taking advantage, making their way towards the red zone. I think that's the next big question is red zone offense. Like I said, I'll still trust the Rams. Nothing is Steelers, but I think I like how the Rams are playing right now. They're kind of trying to figure out what the I guess the spread distribution on their offense is going to be. But for the Steelers, if they had any other offensive coordinator, I probably would have chose the Steelers. But sorry, I don't. You guys have talent, Definitely the skills position. I think you guys' O-line is not. I don't think it's the worst. I think it's manageable, but I just think you guys have a terrible OC, and I don't think he makes much use of all that talent. And because of that, I expect Aaron Donald to get his due. I don't think he's going to do good enough job of stopping Aaron Donald. But nothing, nothing against Steelers. It's all against Matt Canada. I'll be very honest with you. So yeah, but I think it's going to be a good game.
Well, the only good thing about this week is this will be the last week we're going to be, like teams against each other and having to, feel bad for whoever's going to be the odd man out this week. But
Sadly, Bryson ends the week 0-2 on the season against us.
we'll see. We'll see.
It happens that way.
We'll see.
Oh man,
Let's not. Don't jinx it now, because I'm gonna let you hear it if you're gonna tell me up until Sunday. Let's
I'll
just
text
wait.
you during the
Let's
game. I'll text you before
let's
the
wait
game.
till game
I'll be
day.
texting you after.
Anyway, see, this will be a good one. This is definitely a more like heated matchup between me and Brayden than it was with me and Jake. Me and Jake was kind of just mutual respect, just may the best man win. Me and Brayden, it's like you're trash, they're trash. It's over.
I mean, it's because you're like Canada's trash. That's why it's good. That's why it's like this.
Yeah,
I
it's
still
definitely a
believe in
little.
him a
It's
little bit.
definitely a little bit more of a.
Why?
I felt like okay, he's made some questionable calls, but you have Kenny. He's still young,
Stop.
figuring out the offense, and I don't know. I feel like we haven't seen his full playbook. In my opinion, he likes he likes the motions, he likes everything, and I felt like we have not seen much pre-snap movement, which every reporter.
Yeah, I don't think that's. Yeah, he definitely needs to include more motion, more pre-snap. Help Kenny pick it out, but the problem is everything is just close to the sticks, throwing behind the sticks. I think that's the problem. Where, thank God, Kenny Pickett called an audible to George Pickens, and then
I'd
you
love
see
to
his
know what the original play was.
Oh, it's just a screen. That's it. Screen behind the sticks. That's it.
In his defense, the audible was like 50-50 Kenny in Canada. That play is definitely the audible is built into the play. That if it's an all-out blitz, obviously you're gonna send Pickens.
But his reaction was just like, "Hey, you didn't call my play. You didn't call my play."
Some people react in their own ways. All right.
Okay, Brayden. Now you're just coping.
You should just be happy after this year he's not going to be with you guys. Or if he is, then that's a death sentence. All right.
He can turn it around. That's what
he
did last year. He only kept his job because he turned it around at the later half of the season.
You can only do that so many times in a row. One time is already too many.
But we're making a playoff push this year, so you have a chance to make it look good enough. I'm hoping.
All right.
Prefer maybe not having Canada, but
you don't want my Canada
for team
next year.
I mean, regardless of
yes,
as a Steelers fan, you don't want Canada.
No, you don't.
But we have to play bad for him to get fired, which I can't cheer for. So it's hard.
Yeah, you need your
I don't
defense.
care how well you guys do this year. I think you just need to get rid of him. Move on.
You can't cut your offensive coordinator when you make it to an AFC Championship game, though. But
I'm sure you can.
You playing Madden over there?
Yeah, simulations tell me everything I need.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's get Jake into this one. So obviously we got Sunday Night Football. Miami Dolphins in Philly versus the Eagles. We'll let our resident Eagles fan take this one first.
Yeah, this was honestly, I thought our first loss was going to be this game, but since we lost last week, I'm not going to choose us to lose 2 weeks in a row. The Eagles just don't lose 2 weeks in a row. Now Jalen Hurts, I should say. They don't lose 2 2 games in a row. So it's definitely going to be a shootout, or yeah, it's going to be a shootout. Well, that's the only chance I'd say the Eagles got is to wake up after that embarrassing loss last week. They obviously they signed Julio Jones. I'm not really a fan of that signing. I wish they had signed somebody else instead of. I know you love him, Bryson, but he's kind of washed at this point. I kind of wish his spot.
I like him as a player. I don't like the pickup though for the Eagles.
The only thing
Yeah,
that makes
no.
sense is he's bringing Chase in my opinion.
Yeah, he is. I'm just like, I don't want you in the field, dude. But yeah, anyways, I do have confidence that this Eagles offense can drive up and down the field on that Dolphins defense. I don't think they're that good. I know maybe their stats show otherwise, but they also just blow out terrible teams. I think that may have just inflated it. They have a great defensive coordinator, but I just don't think they're putting it together right now. Maybe they'll put it. I think they'll put the pieces together maybe towards the end of the season. When they figure out their talent when they get Jalen Ramsey back. But right now, I think a lot of teams can definitely take advantage of that. So I also like the Miami offense is going to score. That Eagles secondary is banged up, and even if they weren't, the Dolphins, it's just speed. Speed kills. Tua, Waddle, they're going to get there. So yeah, I think this is going to be maybe in the 30s. I'd say 20 and 30s. I should say. I know we can hold the ball for a while, so I'll say the score is going to be around there. But I'm confident that Eagles will pull through in this one, and the discussion will be we ain't talking enough about AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. That's going to be a conversation. That's going to be a conversation.
Well,
Okay.
I know. I think Braden's also with you on the Eagles, so I'm going to be the odd man out here, and I'm going to be taking the Dolphins. I don't love this pick. This is another one of those where I got to kind of just slip in a non-unanimous pick to kind of help my prediction race out. I'm definitely playing from behind, so I got to, it's just one of those games where I feel like it's a risk that's got to be taken. It's also a factor of how Brayden feels about Tua. Just based off of that, I just feel like I'm going to bet on Tua this game just because Brayden doesn't like it. So I feel like this is just going to be that game where Braden's going to eat his words and Tua's going to play great. The Eagles secondary is looking a little rough right now, and I think this is another factor of Tyreek Hill hearing the noise of is he just blowing out young receiver or young cornerbacks, crappy defenses, and just running up the field, getting past the defenders and catching bombs from Tua, not really doing anything special or route running wise, just kind of being faster than everybody. And I think he's hearing all that, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna have myself a game today, and I think he goes off versus the Eagles. I definitely think it's going to be a back and forth scoring because, by all means, Miami's defense is not in the top 15 defenses, maybe even worse than that. But I still think the Eagles' defense with the injuries and kind of tough loss to the Jets, I think this is definitely going to be a good chance. And I also like the fact that Jacob mentioned the Eagles never lose twice in a row. Just because he said that, I feel like he just jinxed himself. So now I like my chances even more. So this is I mean, I like the Eagles. I would much rather be picking the Eagles here, but it's just one of those games. I feel like I got to throw my wrists out there, take some shots in the dark.
I don't blame you.
Just happened to be the Eagles, unfortunately. But we'll see. I think it'll be a good game. I think it's going to be very high scoring.
If Tua plays well, my number one reason I always go to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Because I still believe they make a quarterback when you got those guys out there.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm liking it even more. The more Brayden talks about his distaste for Tua, the more I'm hoping he's just gonna make him eat his words. So that's gonna wrap it up for our predictions.
Oh, overthink.
What you got?
I totally forgot to bring this up. It's probably going to be the main talking point going into the game. Tua, Jalen, Alabama.
Mm,
Probably kind of the matchup where
that'll probably be
the one that got
like you
benched.
said,
So
yeah, the narrative. Yeah, I'm
yeah, so
liking Tua even more. I'm
no,
liking
that's
Tua.
should be reversed.
I no, I'm
Tua,
liking
Tua had the
Tua for this
spotlight.
exact reason that because Hurts got benched, and they're all gonna be like, "Oh, this is Hurts's revenge game for Tua taking the starting position." I'm
That's
like, "Oh,
not the narrative they're painting on that. It's not
Uh,
going to be the way that they paint that narrative. They're going to say Tua benched him.
yeah, they're gonna say Tua benched him and that they were both good sports about it type of thing. That's how you know that they're gonna
I mean, he
spin
was a
it.
good. Yeah, they were. He was good about it. He was definitely humble in defeat. So
Yeah, so this is why
yeah, that'll be an
Hurts is gonna
interesting
have his game.
story. Yeah,
You know?
well,
I
the
love
exact.
Tua, but sorry,
Well,
Jalen's better. I'm
I
sorry.
think Braden's distaste for Tua is gonna override this narrative, just because in house Braden hates Tua
Wish
so
I had
much.
that much power over NFL games.
The one the one thing I hope happens because I'm gonna be watching this with Dad. That
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope we do the tush push because he absolutely hates it. So I hope we do it. I hope we
Well,
do it 10 times, man.
speaking of, that's exactly what I was going to bring up as our next topic of discussion. Um, I know we were thinking about talking about it back when Rams versus Eagles, but we didn't have Braden, so we wanted to hold it. But we got everybody here today, and thank you for bringing it up. That'll be our perfect little segue into this. Want to get each one's thoughts about the tush push. I know we already know what Jacobs is going to be. Just I used to be on the tush push train of like, who cares? It's whatever. It's just teams can't figure it out, and the Eagles just do it very well. But then they did it to my team, and I had to watch and discuss as every 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 4th and 2 just turned into a 3-yard gain from that stupid little, uh, absolutely disgusting having to watch it be done to my team back to back to back every drive, almost damn near every drive, whenever there's a 3rd and 1. And what's honestly disgusting is that 1st and 10, if they just did 4 tush pushes in a row, they could get a first down. Honestly, if we're being honest here, because they actually average about 3 yards on every attempt. Somehow they find a way to just get more than just their 4th and 1. They get 3 yards out of it on the 1-yard attempts. So I genuinely believe if they attempted it 4 times in a row, they could get a first down out of it. So it's absolutely disgusting. I think it's the dumbest play in football. I think it. I don't know. I used to not care, but after watching it happen, I hate it, and I
So you
wanted
want to
to.
ban?
I never want to watch the Eagles do it again. I don't care if any other team does it. Just strictly the Eagles are not allowed to do it. Unless if Jason Kelsey is hurt and he's not at center, maybe I'd like to see how they do, because I feel like a lot of it is Kelsey.
The O line hurts. That's pretty much what it is.
So I would love to see without Kelsey, could they do it? I still think they probably could, but I definitely think he is a factor. But I'm disgusted by it after seeing it happen. See, Braden can't attest to what it feels like because it hasn't happened to him, because he hasn't had to watch his
They did
team.
tush push us last year, but there was
Did
other
we?
things to get
I
mad
can't
at.
remember. Yeah, I can't remember because
Is
that
there ever
wasn't.
a game you guys didn't do a tush push?
Probably
We
not.
didn't do. We didn't do it last week. That's why I don't know. There's games that we don't.
I don't know. I hate it. I used to not care, but
Well,
it's
like
disgusting
Bryce,
watching it live.
I haven't seen it against my team, so I can't say anything. But I think it's fine, in my opinion.
Thank
It's
you.
we see throughout the league now more teams are trying to do the tush push, and honestly, I feel like now it's just showing that pretty much almost every team isn't consistent or like almost probably under 50% of on attempts if you're not including the Eagles on that kind of statistic right now. I mean, the Eagles just found what they do great, and it's just running up that middle and getting that 1 yard tush push. And I mean, I can see why people want it banned. Usually, a player or a team does something so well, so that's why they ban it from the league. But I don't know. The more that other teams try and do this and get stopped on 4th and 1s, I feel like it's a play that's not guaranteed. It's just the Eagles must game plan it, practice this all off season, OTAs, everything. Must be doing something. Whatever they're telling their players in the middle to do, they must be doing it right.
See, that's where I feel like why I hate it even more. Like if the rest of the league was just 90%, like they were, converting 90% of the time on the tush push, I'd be like, all right, everybody's doing it. I can live with that. But which I know that it makes more sense that it's like, okay, the Eagles are the only ones that are good at it, so it's like not a problem in football because if everyone else was doing it, then it'd be like, all right, this is a cheap play, we got to ban. But to me, when I look at it, it's like I feel the opposite about it. Like because the Eagles are the only ones that are dominating at it, that makes me like dislike it even more. Like I feel like I could live with it if the whole league was doing it, because then I'd be like, all right, that's just everybody's doing it. What can you do?
Switch your stance after the Eagles did it on you, but if another team was also hitting it at 100% rate against your team, you'd be mad every single week. What are you talking about here?
Well, but
There's
no,
no
Yeah.
but if my team is doing it too, then I'd be like, okay, everyone's doing it, right? I can't be mad because I've done it to other teams too. We're doing it to other teams. They're doing it to us. We're doing it to them. Everybody's doing it to each other, right? Whatever. The world can I can live with it, right? But the
Yeah.
fact that only the Eagles are the only ones that are like have this much success with it makes me feel the way that I should feel about it if everyone was doing it. So I'm like the opposite. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me, but that's just how I feel about it right now.
You left him traumatized after that.
Like I could care. Like I
He
honestly
does.
wouldn't
Yes,
care as
me.
much if everybody did it. If every team had this much success doing it, and I'd be like, all right, that's just what can you do? Everybody's doing it. I did it to this team last week. This team's doing it to my team this week. Whatever. The world goes on. But I'm watching other teams fail at it. Blah blah blah. My team can't do it. This team can't do it. And then the Eagles are just like, oh, they do it every freaking game. Nobody can stop them. Like this shit needs to be gone. Like it needs to stop. That's how I feel about it now. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
that's what.
something just that made me feel some type of way watching it happen to my team. See, I wish you would have to experience it the way I did, Brayden, because they did it like freaking 10 times to us. I swear, like it was disgusting having to watch. I'm like, it's 3rd and 1. I'm like, or 3rd and 3 or something, right? Let's say like this is the scenario that pissed me off. It's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 or something, and they run the ball with Swift or maybe they little dump off pass, quick slant something. They get like 2 yards out of it. Okay, it's 4th and 1. Oh crap! They're still on the field. Surprise, surprise! What are they about to do? Oh well, automatic first down. And then whatever they score or they punt, whatever field goal. Next possession, it's 2nd and 8. They get to like 3rd and 2, and then they do it twice in a row. They get 3rd and 2, get it to 4th and 1, and then they get the first down. I'm like, there's nothing more aggravating in life than having to watch that, especially on a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3, and they do it twice in a row. That's what's
traumatized.
That's absolutely disgusting having to watch. Like I hate it. I hate it so much. It should be gone. It should be banned.
See, I like hearing your take on it. I mean, you're honest. You're like, I just can't stand when the Eagles do it, Whereas I get so annoyed when I hear like all the media people talking about saying, "Oh, it should be banned. It's not a football play." I'm just like, what are you talking about? Whether it's what they call the tush push, the brotherly shove, the way kiki sneaky right between the cheekies. Okay, maybe not that one. Not
I
that
love that
one.
one. I
I've
love
never
that
heard
one,
that one before.
No, that's
I
not. That's
haven't been
not
home in
it.
a while, so I've definitely never heard anybody say that.
No, nobody says that. I said another word for something else, right? But regardless, they keep complaining like, oh, it's not a football play, but the Eagles do it. It's automatic. They just keep complaining about it. It's like, I mean, you're just mad because your team can't do it, or they complain that uh, players get injured. I'm like, nobody gets injured. It's just the Giants. The Giants are the only ones that got injured doing it for some reason. They're the only ones that did. So they keep pulling out other, statements how why it should be banned. I'm like, no, any team can do it, right? Any team can do it. They're just not good at it, right? And the reason why we're good at it is because we practice it, right? The O line, Jalen Hurts, they're the main reasons why it works and it's that successful. So I get super annoyed when they say like it's not a football play. But I'm like, what do you think they were doing before the forward pass was invented? It was all just power runs, just maul and just run over the guy in front of you. So, I don't know. I just really hope that we do it in this game because
See, I just feel
my
like
dad.
it sucks for me right now because I have the Eagles fan who's never gonna agree with me, and then I have the Steelers fan that it hasn't
Never see
happened
it.
to him yet. So I'm the only one here that's just had their team get railed because of this stupid play. Like,
I
there
mean,
were so many drives that like it'd be a punt if it weren't for this play. Like they'll do it in their own territory behind the 50. They don't care. They will do it because it's just guaranteed.
Get better.
Hey, defenses can stop it. We've gotten stopped with Jalen Hurts. It's gotten stopped before. Washington was the only team
Still
last
like
year.
a
No,
90% completion rate.
You can't say that. Washington is the only team to stop it.
with Jalen Hurts behind it. Okay, no, there's two I can remember. Okay, one was Washington legitimately stopped it. The other one was a receiver didn't block, so the guys literally just pulled Jalen Hurts from the back. That's the only times
Oh, I
I've
remember
actually. Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, what the hell, dude? This should be automatic. Only times
See, the fact
Hurts
that you
got
just
stopped.
said that it should be automatic is a problem.
Hey, well, I'm sorry.
That's a problem.
Washington did stop it. I'm sorry. I should have said that again. They stopped it legitimately.
It's still like a 90% completion rate though. That's what
It
bothers
is
me. That's what bothers me
92%.
is only for your team is it a 92% completion rate, while the rest of the league as a whole is like 70%.
It's
They
not
got to
that
figure
high.
it out. They got to figure it out, or they got to get better players. Their O line just not as good as ours.
That's what bothers me. Now, if the whole league was 92%, I'd be like, all right, everybody's doing it.
Yeah,
My team's doing
yeah,
it.
but then the thing for the defense is, I think they just haven't figured it out yet. But I think they can. But if they were to
Well,
ban
let
it,
me
I feel
ask
like
you
that's
this, Jake. Let me ask you this.
yeah,
Excluding how the Commanders did it, because let's just say
yeah.
that was like a lucky chance that they did it. How do you stop it?
How do you stop it? Shoot, we haven't found out yet. We'll figure it out. I
Exactly.
mean,
So how do you say you guys just got to figure out how to stop it? But then when I ask you how do you stop it, you can't give me an answer.
hey, I'm on the offense side of the ball, right? I mean, to be fair, I think it's going to happen to us. I think it will. Some other team will pull it
That's
off
where
on
I
us.
feel like I have the issue is the fact that like your response to whenever is like this is a dumb play, it's like you just got to figure out how to stop it. Just stop it. You guys
Well,
just suck.
I mean,
Braden's
it's
just get better.
Just push harder.
Just
no, it
push
is
hard.
just get better. I mean, why other teams stop the
See,
play.
but it's
They can't.
if
They can't
if
stop.
you had like been like, okay, well, yeah, you guys need to figure out how to stop it. This is how you stop it. If you could tell me a way how to stop it, then I'd be like, okay, maybe I could respect this play because it's stoppable and teams just like aren't doing it.
See, it's
Log
it's
up the
not the
middle.
play. It's not the play that's cheat or that's like that's just overpowering. It's the players, and we've seen that. All these teams trying to run it. Cowboys failed on Monday, right? Teams what week 1 or week 2? About 4 teams tried. They all failed. More teams are trying it, but they can't succeed. I think it's just they either don't practice enough or they ain't got the right players. O-line and quarterback.
That I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's where my issue is. That's why I feel like this is like.
It's just the Eagles mastered it. That's all it is. Like a team mastered a play. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, would I feel differently if I was in your shoes? Maybe I would. But I'm just gonna live it up right now. I mean,
Yeah,
shoot,
right now
it's
you're the worst
awesome
right now
play.
because it's your team that's doing it. If
I'm not saying
all three of us, like if you were any other team except the Eagles, I feel like I might have a better chance having this conversation.
Maybe you would.
Brayden would be Brayden just because he wants to be Brayden and
just push harder.
Exactly.
and respond like that.
When teams pushing you, you just don't get pushed. You push back.
I mean, like here's the thing though. Like, it's not like it's an illegal formation. It's the kneel down formation, right? And for us, I already know that they're trying to make it or make a playbook out of it. With maybe they'll run to the side. They'll throw a pass, or Jalen Hurts will just do like a 3-step drop. So I know they're working on those. It's not cheap, It's just how it is, and they will get stopped. It's get stopped. But honestly, I feel like it's going to get.
See that 92%
Somebody
is
will.
insane.
Somebody will. I'm telling you, somebody will find a way to stop.
I can't think of any other play out there that has a 92% success rate.
There's so much pain in this voice.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You haven't.
Memories flood back.
You haven't experienced it live. It was like watching your dog die in front of you. It's like just agony. Just like you can't control what's happening, but you just have to sit there and watch.
And it's gonna happen.
It's not that severe, all right. It ain't that.
That's how I felt. I felt like I was in war. Like I was just watching, like
artillery just firing.
Artillery flying, landing around me. Brothers just dying around me. Soldiers just dying. Limbs exploding. And I just can't. I can't do anything. I just gotta sit there and watch. And that's how I felt. Like I felt like I was in a war zone.
I think it's gonna get banned. I think they're gonna ban it for very stupid reasons. They're gonna say they're gonna bring in the injury factor, but I'm like, the Giants are the only team that got injured. I don't know how that's gonna.
And the league will be better for it.
No, and then we're just gonna do QB sneaks, no pushing, and it's still gonna succeed. That's just how it's gonna go, because it's the O-line and quarterback that makes it work.
See, I don't believe that because I had to watch DeAndre Swift and Goddard shove Hurts for an extra 3 yards. So I don't believe that.
I mean, they'll utilize the shove,
because that's where I had to watch where there'd be a 1 second or a half second just stalemate where both lines aren't moving, they're stuck in the middle, and then I gotta watch Goddard and Swift push Hurts the rest of the way for those 2-3 yards. That's where I disagree, Jake, because I genuinely believe that little shove makes all the difference.
I'm telling you, when they ban it, and I'm pretty positive they will, because they're all complaining and crying about it. They're still gonna complete it.
Don't worry, I wrote a letter to Goodell, so.
Yeah, all those people crying. Not football. I'm like, yeah, it is, dude. It's a physical game. What do you expect? It's O-line versus D-line dominance. What do you expect? I just hope we do it because my dad's old school. And he's just talking like, oh, that should be banned. I'm like, nah, your team just can't do it. I literally said that. So, and yeah, the Dolphins can't do it. You seen their team? It's just speed.
I hope my team Tush pushes you this week.
Oh, please. I want to see somebody do it.
I don't think Kenny Pickett.
Whoa. Kenny can do it.
Well, you got Isaac Seumalo, so he knows how to do it.
That's why we brought him over. Was for that play. That he brings that over.
All right, let's just wrap it up here. I don't want to even talk about
disgusting.
it. My blood is boiling just thinking about it right now.
Oh, no.
Well, if you're watching out there, hit us up in the comments. Hit us up on Instagram. We'll probably put a clip on Instagram. Let us know what y'all think about the Tush push. If we think it's
really show what the key sneaky right between the cheekies.
I love that one. I love that one.
That one's too much. That one's a mouthful. Well,
know.
it's
That's-
just, it doesn't
oh,
roll off the tongue
that's
smoothly.
not for the play. I'm just using that terminology for the actual play, even though it's not the right terminology.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up our predictions for this week. Be sure to check out all the videos. We're going to have multiple videos up this week. And good luck to everybody's teams. Should be some good games this week. And we'll see you guys in the next one. We'll see who's going to be in a good mood and who's not come Sunday.
Losers is crying.
Every Monday, here I come.
Okay, he's getting all right. He's talking, man.
Put anything up.
This
I'm
bodes
waiting
well.
for us to make a bet.
This bodes well. This
Yeah, if you're
bodes
making a
well.
bet,
We might
you
gain some-
gotta put it on the Instagram if you're making a bet.
I told him I said we do the logos on the side of the head. I
Oh,
want to see that Steelers logo.
I'm not allowed to do that. I can't do that. They won't let me. I get in trouble for that. But anyway, make sure once again, like, comment, subscribe, check out all our socials. Appreciate you guys watching, and catch y'all on the next one. Shoots.
Shoots.